It's a Saturn weekend. I know. Who the heck wants to come and have a conversation about the astrology of the weekend when I tell you it's a Saturn weekend? What the hell does that mean? Maybe you're not into astrology. That's totally great. Here's who Saturn is. He is Lord of Karma. He's your karma. He's literally your fucking karma. Yeah. He's also like Mr. Miyagi. Like, I shall give you the lessons to make you your greatest self ever. Right? He brings us to self-mastery. He's stunning. He's glorious. Most people hate him. Most people hate when there's like a big Saturnian weekend. But here's the deal. Saturn is the gatekeeper to manifesting. Let me say that one more time. Saturn is like the ultimate manifester. He literally sits between the unseen and the seen, the dream world and the reality world. So if you've ever wanted to like get better at creating in the physical, get better at calling things in the physical, get better at manifesting in the physical world, your daily life, your actual life, instead of just talking about it or dreaming about it or creating another fucking vision board with the big fancy fucking house that never seems to manifest itself, Saturn's your dude. Saturn is the gatekeeper. You want to become buddies with this motherfucker, right? He's a part of self. He's a part of self. Just so happens to be represented in the sky also by the planet Saturn. He is squaring our hearts. He is squaring our feminine, our Venus, Aphrodite, relationships, love, matters of the heart. He's square to it. Square is a tough, challenging aspect, but it's a transformative aspect. So here's what Saturn's saying to our hearts. He's saying, what is it that your deep heart longs for enough that you will put the effort in for it? That's what he's saying, right? What is it that your heart is really, genuinely, truly, deeply longing for, wanting to create, craving, that you will actually, this is Saturn, put the time, he's father time, put the time, put the effort, put the energy into making it happen. It's like the rubber hits the road. Like, Saturn's reality check. Like, okay, airy-fairy dream that you just want, like, magical, mythical partner to show up on your front doorstep, yet you're doing no actions to make that happen, right? Saturn's like, no, sorry, man. Like, we're still operating in a physical world. We're still operating in this earthly realm. And if you want the things that you want, you're going to have to work with the laws of reality. That's Saturn. It's glorious. It's stunning. He makes dreams come true. He makes dreams come true. He really does. So this is a moment in time to really go, okay, these are the dreams that are worth putting the effort in. This is a moment in time to be like discerning and to go like, yeah, this one, I'm probably not going to put the effort in for that. This one, I don't have enough juice behind it. Like, that's a really good question of like a litmus test. Like, there's enough juice. I've got enough juice behind this. Like, what lights me up? Destiny. So this weekend, also, Mercury is in a really good aspect to the nodes of fate. Mercury is the mind, the translator of the gods, right? Translator of the gods. So Mercury right now is translating your destiny. Translating your destiny, your true north, your highest path forward. Isn't that beautiful? Like, Mercury's literally lined up to get like the messages of destiny. So a really good practice for this weekend would be to sit down, literally feel into Mercury, messenger of the gods. You just tap in, like, just ask him, Mercury, messenger of the gods. For those of you who are in immersion, y'all, we're doing Mercury. You have Mercury in your members area. Go do Mercury. This dude's magical as shit, right? But if you don't, that's cool. Don't stress about it. Just feel into that aspect of self that is Mercury, messenger of the gods, and go, okay, Mercury is translating my destiny. What is my destiny? Like, truest north, the things that light me up the most. What is it that's got a lot of juice behind it? What is it that lights me up like a Christmas tree? What is it that I would actually pour my life force into creating? Isn't that beautiful? And then Saturn's there to support it. He's going to make it real. He's Mr. Miyagi. He's like, cool, you want to make that happen? Wax on, wax off, mofo. Right? Like, we're going to have to be like paint fence for a real good long time, right? He's Yoda. He's like, you're going to have to be out there practicing with your little lightsaber before you go to war and like take on whatever galaxy you're going to battle with. He makes you a master of your destiny. Makes you a master of your destiny. It's a beautiful energy to work with, powerful energy to work with. Most of us don't have great relationships to Saturn, which is why we have like really big dreams, but we don't seem to be able to make them manifest. We don't seem to be able to make them a reality because we don't have a good relationship to the gatekeeper. We don't necessarily, like, we've maybe not been taught how to work the laws of reality, the laws of manifesting, the laws of like this 3D. He literally like bridges the two worlds together, the dream world and the reality world. It's so stunning. So he's also square the sun this weekend. So the conscious part of self, Saturn square the conscious part of self. This can feel contracting. It can feel like you're walking through muck, right? Or you're in like quicksand that wants to swallow you, or like someone's raining on your parade, or your dreams are being crushed, or oh my God, last week was so expansive and so good and so healing and so magical, and you know, Jupiter, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And then Saturn's like, yeah, okay, now let's ground it in. Like, let's now make it happen. Let's not just dream about that amazing aligned career. Let's make it happen. Let's not just dream about this amazing sex life or this amazing relationship. Let's make it happen. This is a weekend of that. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. So instead of fighting against that, like crawling in bed, putting the covers over our heads, which we can feel like we want to do that, we want to just go, okay, this is now a moment in time where I get to make it a reality. And in order to make it a reality, you know, like for me, like I have to study certain things to improve my skills at certain things, to grow our community, to grow Rewilding in the way that like I think serves and lights me up, and I got the juice and the passion behind it to do it, right? Like it's the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning. It's the thing that I will pour my life force into because I'm 100% behind it. My relationship, right? Like I will put the fucking effort in. I will have the challenging conversations. I will go to the vulnerable, squirmy places with my partner because it matters to me, because it's aligned for me, because it lights me up. And that's what we want to ask ourselves. That's what you want to ask yourself, right? Like, what is it? What is it that I'm willing to have the challenging conversations for? What is it that I'm willing to get vulnerable about? What is it that I'm willing to put the time in to build the skills or to do the self-growth or the transformation through something? What is it that I'm willing to get out of bed for and fucking do repeatedly, right? So that it becomes a reality, so that I do bring it into this world. That's this weekend, y'all, and it's magic and it's wonderful and it's amazing energy to work with. Let me see if there's anything else that I can kind of share with you about this weekend. Pluto is square to Mars. It's another like tricky, tough aspect. It's power. So it's really beautiful to look at, where does my power reside? Like deep reserves of power. Deep reserves of power. Get it in alignment with the warrior. That's what's being asked with the Pluto square Mars and in a T-square to the moon. So the emotions also. Yeah, okay. Like that's going to be an interesting little mix on top of all this Saturnian stuff, right? Is now we've got the warrior in us. What are you going to fight for? What are you going to fight for? What do you fight for? Do you fight for your relationship? Do you fight for, what are the causes you fight for? What do you love? What are you passionate about? And let's just be real about it. Let's be real about it. Like, where's the juice at? Because you got to have enough juice to do it. That's what this weekend is saying. Do you have enough juice to do the thing that you say you want to do? Do you have enough passion? Is it aligned enough, right? The North Node, the destined fate, right? Like that. Is it aligned enough for you to have enough juice to do, to make it manifest, to make it a reality? Because you're going to rub up against stuff. You're going to rub up against stuff, and you got to have enough juice to make it through the things that push back on you. The things that push back on you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Those deep reserves of power. I would say another really good practice for this weekend is tapping into sexual energy. Sexual energy, like whatever that means for you, right? Like working with it consciously. Let that sexual energy like wake up more and more in you and fuel your creative projects in this world. Fuel the relationship dynamics that you want to have. Fuel, right? That destined line, that true north path. We have so much more power accessible to us than we know. But most of it's locked up. It's locked up in like old traumas and old pains and old wounds and old belief systems and all that stuff. And this weekend's a really good weekend to blow past some of that stuff. Really good weekend to blow past some of that stuff. If you need a practice to do it, go do Bones Workshop, right? Go join membership for a month or stay for a long time. We love it. Like we're doing tons of stuff in there that always aligns with the moment of the time. There's some really good blowing past practices. Very much around relationship too. So if relationship is your thing, right? Heart stuff, you're feeling some of that Venus stuff, heart stuff, or you're feeling this true north alignment. Those are the two things that we work with in membership this weekend. If you're interested, type Bones, we'll shoot you over a DM for it. Otherwise you can kind of like go search for links and whatever all over the place. But that's a really good thing to align with this weekend. If you don't have something to do for it. All right. Huge love to you all. Have an amazing weekend and let's make these dreams a reality. Like, fuck it. What else are we going to do in this life? What else you got to do? And that's what I say to myself all the time. Like, yeah, this might be fucking hard. It might be fucking hard, right? But what else am I going to do with this one precious life of mine? I might as well. I might as well make my fucking dreams come true. What else do I got to do? So what else do you got to do? Let's just make it happen. Make it happen. All right. Huge love to you all. Would love to see you in the comments. I'll be there all day today. Mwah.